How fit are you? How strong are you? How hard can you work? Have you met people that don't work very hard? They're lazy, they arrive late, they leave early, they've never got any energy, they're always complaining about being sick and tired and stressed, and they're a drain on the team, they're a drain on the business, they're a drain on your life if they're in your family. What about you though? And that's, we can't control what other people do. Are you fit enough and strong enough to be able to do all the things that you need to do? So we've obviously had some snow. And my garden is quite extensive, very unique and different, but extensive. So what happens now, particularly because it's springtime, there's going to be a lot of weeds. They've just been watered very heavily with some snow, which means that snow is going to melt. The weeds are going to grow. The sun's out, so they're definitely going to grow. And every rock, every log, everything in my garden has been moved by me, old lady, and in the last few years. So every time I look at my garden, rather than saying, oh, it's going to be such hard work and it's going to be a long time to be able to fix everything, I get really excited. Because when I work in my garden, and sometimes for hours and hours, particularly at this time of the year, because the sun really doesn't get dark till around 9:30. In the midsummer, it's 10:30, which means I can do a normal day of all the things that I have in my life and then come out into the garden for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and work. Because I'm fit and because I'm strong, but I don't consider it to be work. It's like exercise. People say, oh, I've got to go and exercise to burn fat, lose weight. Really? I get excited to be able to exercise. Wouldn't that be a great headspace? I'm an old lady who can go running with my dogs. I can go mountain climbing. Martial arts club is now awesome because I train with the little dragons and the tiny dragons where I'm running around, crawling around, kicking and punching with tiny little kids, and I'm an old lady. And I'm not sharing that with you to impress. I'm sharing that to express that shouldn't we all be getting better as we get older? Shouldn't we love to move our body rather than whinge, moan and complain about it? I've got to go and do some physical work. I've got to go and do some exercise. Versus, isn't it awesome that I can exercise? Isn't it awesome that I can lift logs, move rocks, pile up my truck with rocks and logs and then put them in my garden? And when the wind blows them down, or the snow has, because today there's lots of work to do because the snow's pushed a fair bit of stuff over, I've got the energy, enthusiasm and excitement to go and do the stuff. Not work, not exercise, but I get excited when I can make my muscles work hard, challenge my body. I love it when I get puffed, challenge my body. And I love challenging my brain, but the beautiful thing is that when you've got a fit, strong body, your brain enjoys the challenge too. Is it possible that a lot of people don't like stress because they've got a weak body and an unfit heart? So when times get tough, they haven't got the ability to think clearly because their muscles, heart, organs aren't sending messages back to the brain to say, we needed to be better for this. If you're under challenge, and as I share with my martial arts classes, you've got 3 options. You can fight, you can flight, or you freeze. Most people freeze under pressure. Some people run away, but if you're a parent, a teacher, a coach, a boss or a leader, you've got no option to run away because you've got to take your team with you, you've got to take your kids with you, you've got to take the people in your life that you care about. You can't pick them all up and run with them. You'll be too bloody slow. So if there's a challenge, you've got to turn and fight it. If there's no money, if there's horrible people, if there's an injury in the family, if there's a sickness in the family, if there's a challenge, you have to be able to overcome the challenge by fighting it, not by running away from it. So that's my very personal question. Are you fit enough? Are you strong enough? Are you mentally tough enough to be able to do all the things that you want to do, whether it's recreational, gardening, biking, hiking, skiing, snowboarding, water skiing, all the beautiful things you can do in the South Island of New Zealand? Or can you handle all the challenges that life throws at you? And if you've ever experienced people that are weak and soft and mentally unable to handle challenges, they're always sick, they're always tired, they're always stressed, they're always whinging, moaning and complaining. I never want to have that reputation, of course, but wouldn't it be nice for you not to have that reputation if you are a parent, a teacher, coach, a boss or a leader? And I'm in my begging position, as I always am, for a reason. I want our kids to see a living example of that. A lot of kids only see parents that are weak, whinging, moaning people who are always challenged and can never overcome a challenge. And I feel sad, for the parents that they're in that position. That's a choice, by the way. But kids don't have a choice. They're born into your family. So will they see a tough, strong, energetic, solution-finding optimist who looks after them and shows them the example of how to be that kind of person? And that's why I live my life that way. I don't have any children, but I want the kids that come into my life to be able to see an old lady that loves her life. She can go and do all the exciting things that she wants to do. And just as a fun side note, when kids come here, because of my solar lights at night time, I often have kids come here. Who did all this, Rowie? Is a very common question, and it's really nice to be able to say as an old lady, I did. Every rock, every log. My gorgeous husband came in and helps me collect them. We put them in, and we never give up. There's another fun side note. Doesn't matter how big the log is, and when they're in the water, they're very heavy. So sometimes we've got to pull them out of the lake, out of the river, let them dry for a few days, and then bring them home because they're so bloody heavy to get here. But we've never given up on a log. Every big log, even if we couldn't get it the first time, we might have got it the second or third time, because that's a never give up attitude. So as a parent, a teacher, a coach, a boss, or a leader, do you have a never give up attitude? Can people rely on you to be tough and strong mentally and physically, so that if they need you, they can rely on you to be there for them? Wouldn't that be awesome? How about live your life to the max so you can enjoy amazing places like this? And can you imagine what it's like for me to come out here and say, yep, every log, every rock, moved every single one of them, and that amazing mountain over there, it's an 8-hour round trip, be able to hike up it. Woohoo! Live your life to the max. Woohoo!